What did you and your cellmate get in a fight over?
It's just Chinese-Tibetan problem.
Yeah.
I think habitually, culturally, we are so different. Somehow we can be friends, but we cannot be living in same room. Just random cultural stereotypes. For the Tibetans, if somebody farts for once, it's funny and joke. But if somebody farts in front of your face, it's a huge insult. And this the Chinese understood. And for me, tsampa is our traditional food. It's something that we are very proud of. Our culture, our religion, our basic survival is tsampa. It's not momo, it's not chomin, nothing of that sort. The staple food of Tibetans is tsampa. Every Monday we used to get tsampa and Tibetan tea, vija. So I used to make pa. Knead them, make into a pa and eat. Sometimes I put more tea and make it into a paste, chamdur. And then he started to say tapiem. Tapiem in Chinese means shit. And these are things that I completely detested. Initially, I think we started to become friends because we had a common enemy. Whether it was Chinese or me as a Tibetan, we were both arrested by police and we were detained, both of us, under the Chinese detention. And he knew one or two English words, I knew one or two Chinese words. He knew things like Matangla, which means McDonald's, and Benz, which means Mercedes-Benz, Mego, which is America, Togo, which is Japan, Indu, which is India, Zangzu, which is Tibetan. And being in prison in western Tibet, Ngari town, I learned some other words like Nishu Shaudo, which is you are a thief. Otani, I'll beat you up. These are things that I learned in prison. And with these exchange of words, we kind of started to become friends. And he had money, and so therefore he used to get some eggs or some peanuts once in a while, and we used to share. But I think somehow, habitually, we were so very different. And our differences started to grow bigger, and they started to become confrontational. To a point when I slowly built up a method of communication with my next door neighbor, prisoner Dawa Genzin. We used to tap on the window, come closer to the window. It's like, there are lines of windows like this, and there are cell number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. And cell number 2 was him, and cell number 3 I was there. So we used to tap on the window, and we turn our window, keep it such an angle that if the jail authorities were coming from that end, we could see they're coming, reflecting in the tilted window. So it's always a cat and mouse game where the mouse is always the smarter, Tom and Jerry game. So I would actually know when he's coming, so we would just stop talking. But to make sure that there's nobody around, we used to tap on the window, come closer to the window. When I speak, he could hear. So we exchange a lot, all our stories, where you're coming from, what happened in India. He would sometimes make me sing this song which says that one day the sun will come out from behind the clouds. It's a story between the Panchen Lama and the Dalai Lama. It's a song of hope. So he was jealous that he could not speak to anybody, and this is a Tibetan talking, and he used to just disturb us by banging on the door, banging on the window, or just screaming like this. And one day when we were talking, he did again. So that became confrontational. We kind of ended up fighting, and then I shouted from the jail, and he was of course much more stronger, and must have been trained in some martial arts also. I felt like that. So the jail authorities had to come, The jail authorities were Tibetan, so I think they were kind of discriminatory, and they scolded him so much, and he was punished and sent to other room.